Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 4070 12GB GPU in The Last of Us Part I. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers as usual, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see in Tech Power Ups, GPU Z, all of its specs. Resizable bar is also enabled, and over on the left, we're pairing it with the i5-13600K as well as 32GB of RAM DDR5 6000MHz. Let's get into it, shall we? First up, let's go over the graphics settings. We're starting at 1080p resolution, native, without any DLSS, and it's already eating 11.7GB of VRAM. It's almost maxed out, dude. That's crazy. Over on the graphics settings, we are using the Ultra settings, which is maxed out settings, basically, in this game. Settings. Let's go. All right, here we go. Boy, what the hell is happening? Okay, this is where we started the RX 588GB video in, and this area is actually super CPU intensive. You can see GPU utilization actually going down right here, like 70%, 80% at times. That's insane, dude. What the hell? I mean, I actually saw really low GPU usage with the RX 580 as well, but that was because of the drivers. Something was broken with that card. It's still well above 60 frames per second, so no worries. Oh my god. Okay, wait a second. I just wanted to throw in my molly. Not these. Where is the molly? I think I dropped the molly somewhere. Wait a second. Let's go. Okay. Throw the molly. There we go. Burn in hell, boys. They can still come through here. I guess we... Oh, no. Wait a second. Where's my weapon? Oh, boy. All right, there we go. Come on. One down. Two down. Let's go. Buddy Henry, where are you, boy? There he is. For some reason, the zombies just don't care about him. They only want that Joel meat, you know? That Joel goodness. Let's go. Come on. It's okay. There are no zombies left. We got them all. 69 FPS, 1% lows, by the way. That's perfect. Oh my god, guys. So we just got outside, and now it's dropping into the 70s, the FPS. At 1080p Ultra. It looks gorgeous, by the way. Textures look decent as well, as long as you leave them on Ultra or High. And the god rays and lighting are just beautiful to look at. And of course, vegetation is always extremely intensive in games, but still, this is an RTX 4070, and it drops into the 70s at times, dude. That's just crazy. Now, we can utilize some DLSS that lowers VRAM utilization by a little bit, and on quality, it looks... Actually, in this game, it doesn't look very good, but if you want some extra frames per second at 1080p res, maybe a slightly sharper image at the same time, although it might be a little bit over-sharpened in some areas, like right there, for example. Well, you can have it with DLSS, you know. On a smaller 1080p monitor, it would look decent, I believe, and it's good for about like a 20% improvement in frames per second compared to DLSS off or native. So there's that. We can achieve 120 frames per second right now. It's more of a higher refresh rate experience, basically, at the moment with DLSS enabled. However, this area is a little bit less intensive than the one back there. So I'm going to stop it there for DLSS at 1080p, and we're going to move on to 1440p. I myself would not utilize DLSS at 1080 resolution because, again, it just looks a little bit off in some areas. Now, 2560 by 1440 is now the resolution, no DLSS, still using the exact same Ultra settings, and this is where the RTX 4070 shines, in my opinion. I really think you should pair a card like this with a 1440p monitor, and this looks... What the... Jesus. That's a military chopper or something. It's in real life, not in the game. As I was saying, this is the experience that I would go for. Look at that, 60 FPS flat. It can drop a lot, dude. That's crazy. This scene right here is insanely intensive. It's probably the most intensive scene that I've come across so far. But it still hasn't dropped from 60. And the game looks breathtaking, by the way, right now at the 1440p resolution. It really is absolutely gorgeous. Textures look a little bit better as well because they also scale well with resolution. At low resolutions, they will look a little bit smudgier. At higher resolutions, they're crispier, they're more detailed. Yeah, it looks great. And that depth of field, by the way. Ooh, that's looking good. Look at the autofocus background. That's great. I like it. I really like some aspects of the graphics in The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. I just think that low settings are too intensive. Actually, even ultra settings are probably too intensive for how the game looks, you know? But especially low settings. It looks horrible on low. It looks worse than the PS3 version of the game. And it performs like crap, basically. That lighting is beautiful as well. And this game doesn't have ray tracing either, you know? If it had ray tracing, I would be okay with these FPS, you know. Cyberpunk 2077 runs even worse than this when you enable ray tracing. But alright, moving on. Let's go down here, still in the 60s and 70s. Again, this is a super intensive area compared to most of the game, I would say. The capital area is also a little bit less intensive than here, interestingly enough. That's dangerously close sometimes to 60 frames, dude. Jesus. You could, of course, lower a few settings if you want to play at native resolution and achieve 60 plus 100% of the time. I think it would drop in some scenarios here at these settings, Ultra and 1440p, which is insane. Also, we are slightly going over the VRAM limits. As you can see, 101%, about like 200 megabytes over it, but it didn't really stutter. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. All in all, 12 gigabytes are actually enough for 1440p native on Ultra settings. Enabling DLSS will decrease that VRAM utilization by a little bit once again, and it will probably make the game a lot smoother. Yeah, okay, 90 frames per second, 100 frames per second at times. All right, we're seeing like 20 plus more FPS than previously, I think. Remember, we were seeing like 63 around here. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a really nice improvement coming with DLSS. Once again, I just wish the implementation of DLSS in this game was a little bit better because, like, I would say 80% of the games out there are better looking with DLSS than this one. And actually, the only game that comes to my mind right now that looks worse than this one does with DLSS enabled is Call of Duty Warzone 2. We got this. I already know that I should not shoot at the sniper guy because we can't hit him for some reason. Also, VRAM utilization there in MSI Afterburner is a little bit lower than the advertised VRAM usage in the game. And that RAM utilization is just completely insane, by the way. It's at 18 or 19 gigabytes of usage. I don't get it, dude. Why does it use so much memory? VRAM and RAM, you know, it's crazy. You actually do need 32 gigabytes of RAM if you want to play this game smoothly. With 16 gigabytes, I've seen it run okay, but it has some stuttering issues here and there. Okay, let's pick this up. What is that? No, it's just a stick. No, what? Oh, there he is. All right, buddy. Goodbye, sir. Okay, how are you not dead, dude? This is kind of like a sniper rifle in my hands at the moment. Alright, let's go with this pistol right here. Where's the guy? And what were you guys doing, both of you, yeah, on the back of this house? Like, what? Oh, damn. Okay, got him. Let's go. Alright, there it is. We got this. It feels really smooth, by the way, and I am really surprised that it hasn't stuttered one bit. This is exactly what I saw with the RTX 3060, 12GB GPU as well, but with 8GB GPUs like the 3070, 3060 Ti, the game stuttered quite a bit, even on like medium settings, for example. So, yeah, no, let's not try to hit the guy, of course. You need a 12GB GPU, that's the minimum for The Last of Us Part 1. At least it runs pretty well here on the 4070. Oh, no. Okay, reload. I feel like the guy could have shot me there. Alright, let's go. Okay, I really like this part of the game, you know. Running here, shooting a bunch of people, taking some cover. Feels nice. Like the action. Come on! God damn! Okay. I'm gonna get this bastard with my machete. Jesus! Let's go. Where's the sniper boy? There he is. Let's go, Joel. Oh boy, I think the sensitivity is a little bit too high for me right now. Okay, there we go. Now it's okay. We can do this. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it there. All right, and I'm curious to see it without the without DLSS again. All right, so I'm gonna set it to native res, and in this scenario we get 69. Of course we do. Yeah, instead of like 80 FPS or 90, whatever we were seeing previously, we are now down into the low 70s, high 60s. Still very nice and smooth, of course. For a single-player game like this one, you want to focus on the visuals and the story, and it doesn't really matter to have quick reactions and stuff like that. So 60 FPS is perfectly fine. Now, let's rect everything and set it to 4K resolution, okay? Oh boy. It might actually crash. It stopped. Okay, no, it's working. Please wait. Okay. Ooh, 17 FPS. Are you kidding me? Wait a second. We need to turn that up a little bit. Okay. And yeah, this is 2160p with no DLSS, so native resolution at ultra settings. We're actually heavily running out of VRAM at the moment, and I've seen that the game stutters a lot. Like this. I've actually tried it for a little bit in the full review of the RTX 4070 at 4K using ultra settings here, and it's just not enjoyable. Oh my god, I missed that one. Yeah, the frame time graph, for starters, is insanely inconsistent. It does drop from 30 frames per second as well. Just don't do this, alright? It's not worth it whatsoever to play it like this. Now, DLSS, as we saw, does reduce VRAM usage by quite a bit. So, all right, I'm glad to see that on quality, it only goes over VRAM slightly. So, I'm going to apply that. Actually, I'm going to lower the sharpening a little bit here, because at 4K we don't really need that much sharpening. It's quite a shame to see that the graphics with DLSS, even at 4K, they don't look anywhere near native res, where in some games it does look very close to native resolution. Anyway, this is good for 50 FPS-ish around here. Again, it would probably drop into like the high 30s in super intensive scenarios, but this is not bad anymore, and the frame time is now very stable because we're not running out of VRAM anymore as well. So, this is decent. I could play like this. I don't really recommend it because I already know that the high settings, for example, will make a huge difference in how the game feels, and it still looks good. But if you want to max out the game at 4K using quality DLSS, it will be possible. At least it's playable, you know? Right. Guys, are you okay? Ooh, that's a molly right there. We need to hit the guy, yes. Come over here, boy. How do you lure them out of there? Let's go. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Ah, there we go. It's kitty, kitty, kitty. Also, since we are slightly going over the VRAM limits, I guess, the RAM usage is insanely high. 21 gigabytes, almost 22. So yeah, it's good to see that we're still out in the woods. So that's intensive, and it's still getting like 50s, 60s. Now it's looking a little bit better, I'll tell you that. Like, the scope didn't help with DLSS, you know? Like, it looked really smudgy. Right now it's actually pretty sharp. Although, native resolution does look better, even at 4K. We got a sniper revolver! That's very nice. I bet the other guy was shooting at me with this thing instead of the sniper rifle because he missed everything. How do I zoom in? No way, you can zoom in with this thing? Ah. Alright, anyways. Let's try performance DLSS now, okay? It takes a little while to apply. What? Oh my god, stop! Come on. Please just apply already. What is this? It's getting less FPS. And it looks the same. I don't think it's applied yet. Oh my god, dude. Okay, we need to restart. What the hell? Okay, now it looks worse. It looks like performance DLSS, but it's at 7 FPS. It's just... Oh, this game is still broken, dude, even after all of the updates. Alright, you know what? I would actually choose to disable DLSS and play at high settings before I enable DLSS performance. So let's do that right away, okay? Select the native resolution. Oh my god! I can't even navigate the menus! 0 FPS. I saw 0 there. Oh, The Last of Us. What is happening? Why is the RAM usage at 27 gigs now? Whoa! Okay, this still looks really low to me because we are in the menu, you know, but here we go. This is 3840 by 2160 native resolution using the high settings preset with high textures as well. Right, so we're getting 50-ish frames per second, 40s around here. Yeah, this is native 4K, that's why it's lower than the DLSS quality with ultra settings. Yeah, it's still not enough for 60. I really want 60, okay? Let's go. Quality DLSS. Here we go. Even less VRAM usage. Okay, this is way better. All right, so we get 20 more FPS compared to what we saw previously on Ultra with quality DLSS at 4K. This is a lot smoother. For sure. It might still drop into like the lower 60s, but I don't think it will drop from 60, even in super demanding scenarios like we've seen in this video at the start of it. What are you singing? What, Ellie? That was terrible and kind of terrifying at the same time. Oh, okay, we should go this way. All right. Just gonna leak some of these textures. Look at that. Not too bad, you know, it's definitely still decent and still good looking even on high settings, right? So let's continue here, and it's well above 60 frames per second at the same time. So if I was going to play this at 4K res, I would definitely choose the high settings. It's much more stable, and with DLSS on quality as well. I mean, you can tell the difference again, but I prefer 60 plus than like 40-ish frames per second at times. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, there it is. There it is. I got it. I got it. I am running out of oxygen, but I finally found it. It's all good. As soon as we are in the cutscene, Joel doesn't need oxygen anymore. That's amazing. It's getting quite dark over here, isn't it? Oh, boy. Anyway, let's continue here. Let's go. Let's go. If the implementation of DLSS was different, it would make such a big difference, guys. I'm surprised how stable this is. 69.1% lows is perfect, and it's hovering around 75 to 80 FPS most of the time. It's alright for a single-player title. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. As you can see, by the way, VRAM usage is very much under control here at these settings, so no worries there either. And I'll catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.